Hey everybody, my name is Eric. I'm the Fraudiophile and welcome back to the channel. It's my channel where I talk about records, we talk about stereo equipment and all sorts of other stuff. Today, just going to make a response video to a contest put together by Darryl, the Northern Vinyl guy. Yeah, he's got a list of 9 questions here, or 9 prompts, and I'll show some records, talk about some grails that I don't have at this point that I'm looking for, and yeah, just be a quick video for an entry into his contest. So Darryl, thanks for putting this together. Really enjoy your channel. It's always great to see somebody else who's up north. You're a little further north than I am, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. So number 1 question, share a song with an unusual lyric or word. So I found this one kind of difficult, but one of the words I really like, it's actually the name of a city, and that is Ybor City, Y-B-O-R City, which is actually like a suburb, I believe, of Tampa, Florida. This is the Hold Steady Separation Sunday. One of the things about Craig Finn, his songwriting for the Hold Steady, he talks about a lot of different places, mostly Minnesota, mostly Minneapolis, but one place that keeps coming back time and time again in his music is Ybor City. Jason Isbell also mentions Ybor City in one of the songs on his album Southeastern as well. Just think it's kind of a cool sounding name for a town, and sometime I'm hoping to actually get down there into Tampa. Let's show a pressing from outside of your country. I don't have a whole lot of pressings that are non-US pressings. I have some, just kind of general European pressings. But the first one I thought of with this, obviously classic record that everybody has, Led Zeppelin 4. This is a German press. Sounds fantastic. Made in Germany, pressed there. I also have an original press of this as well that I was handed down from my mom and dad. But this one sounds fantastic and isn't all beat up from the 70s and 80s from my parents and myself when I was a kid. Show a record from a province that borders you. Well, I am in the great state of Minnesota. So we are bordered here actually by 2 different provinces. We have Manitoba, which would be on the west side of northern Minnesota. And over on the east side, we have Ontario. So my first stop in Ontario, Geddy Lee, Alex Lifeson, Rush. So, really like Rush, listened to them for many, many years. Neil Peart, who I didn't mention from the band, passed away a couple of years ago. Fantastic drummer, big influence. My son's actually a drummer, and one of the things I was hearing him play all the time before he left for college is Tom Sawyer. So it's kind of neat to sit upstairs and hear the influence of Neil Peart all throughout our house. Not only the music we play here, but the music being played by the kids in the house as well. So thanks to our neighbor to the north, Ontario, for giving us the fine folks with Rush. Number 4, music paraphernalia in your collection. I've got some posters, I have a few things, but one of my favorites is one I actually, speaking of Minnesota, just picked up about a year and a half ago when Pearl Jam played in St. Paul. One of the things I had there were these commemorative Minnesota license plates. They are metal. They're embossed just like a real license plate. I think I'd get in a little bit of trouble if I threw this on my car, but kind of a neat piece in the collection. I actually keep it right up here on top of my CD player. And show this one off all the time. Show an 80s album. I know Darryl's favorite decade of music is the 80s. Mine is actually the 90s, but I have quite a few 80s records. One I listen to quite often, Donald Fagen, The Nightfly. Love Steely Dan, love everything Donald Fagen has ever put out. This one's got some fantastic songs on it, and just like all of the Steely Dan albums, this just has an absolutely wonderful sound to the record itself. The pressing is fantastic, mastering, the recording, really everything about it is top-notch. Discuss a struggle or challenge in collecting music. Well, I'm actually going to show a record for this. But it's, for me, the biggest one that I have issues with. I think we all know what this is, Dark Side of the Moon. One of the tracks on side 1 is Time, and that's actually what I find have the most difficulty with. I don't have the world's largest collection. I've got probably 600-ish records, but just finding the time to play them all is difficult for me. I actually go on self-imposed buying hiatuses, especially when I've got a big stack of records that I haven't even ripped open yet. This last week was up at the Electric Fetus in Minneapolis, picked up a few more records there, so now my stack of unopened records grows again. But that's been the hardest thing for me. I work a lot of hours, got a family. My kids are active in sports, so it's a lot of time gets spent on things other than listening to records. I wish I had more time just to spin records on what I do today. Name a grail you would like to get in 2005 or 2025. Well, it would be from one of my favorite bands. I'll just grab one of their records here. But one I don't have and really want is from one of my favorite bands of all time, and that's Dinosaur Jr. On the lookout for Green Mind is the album I want. I'm hoping to find it somewhere in the wild rather than ordering online or from Discogs or somewhere. Pretty iconic record album cover of Green Mind. It's this photo of a girl smoking a cigarette, young girl, probably 10, 12 years old, smoking a cigarette out on a beach. So it's just kind of a cool looking album cover. Got some great songs on there. Green Mind, the title track is probably my favorite song on there. Listened to the CD a million times, but I'm looking to pick that up at some point in 2025 on vinyl. Show an album people would be surprised to know that you own. Main type of music I listen to is 90s. You want to call it grunge music, alternative. That's what I listen to the most. A lot of 70s, classic rock. Also like some hip hop though. Love me some Wu-Tang Clan. Actually have a couple of Wu-Tang Clan shirts. I embarrass the heck out of my daughter when I wear those around as a middle-aged white guy in Minnesota. But this album, 36 Chambers, Enter the Wu-Tang, is awesome. Bring the Ruckus, probably my favorite song on here. But yeah, I like hip-hop. Own a few hip-hop records, a handful, not a ton. Got some Dr. Dre and NWA and Beastie Boys and things like that. But yeah, a lot of people would not guess that I own Enter the Wu-Tang from the Wu-Tang Clan. And last but not least in this quick video is to shout out a favorite non-VC YouTube channel. So I think a lot of us do some great shout outs to people we like watching in the vinyl community on YouTube. But I'm going to stick with the theme here of Darryl putting this together and being Canadian. Go with one of my favorite Canadian YouTubers, Steve Wallis. Wallis is the last name. Check him out if you never have. He does a lot of camping is what he does. And his specialty is what he calls stealth camping. So he'll set up camp behind a sign, like a city sign that says the name of the city. One of his more recent videos he has done was actually camping in a roundabout. So he sneaks into a roundabout when nobody's looking, stays there for the night, eats his food, records everything. Almost gets caught all the time, but somehow always pulls off not getting caught. It just seems like a great guy. He's from the Edmonton area. Very friendly guy, very enjoyable YouTube channel. So that's going to be my non-VC YouTube channel shout out. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed what you see here today, please subscribe to my channel. Channel's grown quite a bit in the last year, and I'm really hoping here in 2025 start making more and more videos. One of my New Year's resolutions is to be more creative, and this has become a creative outlet. I know I love watching everybody else's videos and hope you get a little bit of a kick out of mine. So have a good one. Thanks.